Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jason the Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And I'm doing a video to do an unboxing of a package I got this last week from my good friend Garrett from the SoundLab Studios channel from Texas. Such a great guy. He's been really helping me out with vinyl because I'm still kind of still somewhat new at the vinyl collecting and still don't have, only 25 or so vinyls so far, and still kind of getting into that and collecting and all that, which is, obviously costing money. So I'm probably taking a little bit of a break from buying anything lately. But Garrett's so nice to send me stuff. He's already sent me Cosmos Factory. He sent me Out of the Blue from ELO, and he sent me Who's Next, which unfortunately I already bought the Who's Next vinyl, so I got two Who's Next. But I really appreciate Garrett for sending me the stuff, and here's the newest one that he sent me. So appreciate it, Garrett. Everybody go check out Garrett from SoundLab Studios. We did a ranking of all the Simon Garfunkel albums a couple weeks ago, I believe. Great, real fun. Him and Nick and Breyer also did a ranking of Billy Joel albums last Sunday, which was really great. I'm trying to think what they're doing next. I know they always got something going on next that they're ranking. So I'm cutting into this. Trying to figure out what we got today. Actually, he kind of told me he told me what he got me, so I'm anticipating what he got me here. All right. And it is Tommy from The Who, another Who. Since he already got me Who's Next, and I already had Who's Next, he was nice enough to send me another Who vinyl album, because Who is definitely like up there as one of my favorite bands of all time. And obviously Who's Next is my favorite Who album. It's absolutely amazing. Everybody, it's like one of those, you have to collect it in your vinyl. It's one of the all-time great albums. Second favorite album I would say was probably Tommy, but saying that, I'm not real familiar with actually a lot of their albums. Mostly Who's Next and Tommy are the two I'm most familiar with. This is such a unique album. This came before Who's Next, I believe 1969 or something like that it came out. But here's the interesting artwork there. Looks like you got this is obviously like an older, Garrett always finds, original. I always buy the new, stuff, from the stores that is, replicas or whatever, redone. These are like, Garrett gets the original, so you can see the wear and tear on these things, which means it's going to sound good because it's an original, probably copy of it. Let's see, this kind of cool gatefold there. Always like these gatefolds. Gosh, you got a lot of room here. Let's see. Whoop, something fell out. Looks like we got the lyrics to the songs. And got some more artwork. Tommy, pretty, like I said, very unique. It's a rock opera. It tells a story. Gosh, it's a little strange, as you can see. Tells a story about a kid named Tommy who witnesses a murder. I think his dad comes back from the war and murders his mom's boyfriend or something like that. I might be getting that wrong, but something to do with murder. He sees it. They tell him, you didn't see anything, you didn't hear anything. He ends up developing this case of blindness and deafness, even though he really wasn't blind or deaf, but it just messed him up so badly, this thing that happened to him as a kid, that he pretends, I guess, or mentally, he has this mental block where he's blind and deaf, and so he has to live his life that way, and he gets bullied, and parents are wondering, can he go to heaven? So a lot of interesting things there. And they're trying to figure out different cures, try to get him cured of this, take him to a therapist, take him to someone who I think gives him drugs. all kinds of things. The only thing is he's really good at pinball, which is like, how is a guy who can't see, which is, I said, it's a very strange story, but very interesting. How is a guy you can't see or hear be like the best pinball player, in that area? And so there's like something's up. Eventually, they finally get through to him. He gets out of his blindness and dumbness. Spoilers for this rock opera. All written by Peter Townsend, the lead guitarist, who was really good at writing these really interesting stories like this, and a really good songwriter. Wrote a lot of their great hits, The Who. And he then becomes kind of a cult figure. People kind of worship him. He kind of develops this cult religion around being blind and deaf. And then he gets turned on at the end. Anyways, it's a crazy story. It's interesting. There's some disturbing moments in the story that I don't like. So there are different songs that I kind of skip through because I don't like the subject matter. But absolutely amazing music. Here's the actual records there. 2, so it's a double album. Get another one there. So yeah, so really cool. Love Pinball Wizard's always been my favorite off of here. That's probably one of the big hits off of here. That I would go to. But even the beginning, the overture, there's a lot of instrumental parts. Like it begins with this whole instrumental thing, and it's really good though. But when it's the overture, It's a Boy, 1921. I really like the whole beginning part. It really gets you into this is not a normal rock album, It's very different. And yeah, I like that. But yeah, you got stuff like, Cousin Kevin, who bullies him. It's actually a pretty cool song. Go to the Mirror is great. And then there's lots of Tommy, Can You Hear Me? The one about Christmas, that's a good one. I don't know if that one's Christmas, yeah. Christmas is a great song. Smash the Mirror, Into Sensation, really good stuff on there. And then the very ender, We're Not Gonna Take It, is also their big one. And I'm Free is good. But yeah, I love the ending of the See Me, Feel Me, or something like that. Touch me, hear me, whatever. That's always amazing. Roger Daltrey, great vocals throughout this. One of his best vocal works, really, that really turned around, where he's like, to me, one of the great rock singers in one of the great rock bands, The Who. And yeah, it's such a fun kind of journey album where you're hearing these songs and it's just, they connect and they really tell the story. It's I've never really experienced an album quite like that. Even other albums that kind of are these, what do you call them? These themed albums where there's like, oh, we got a theme going, we got that kind of tells a story, but it doesn't really tell a story. This is one where it's like definitely tells the whole story from beginning to end, and has great music. Very, very, like I said, someone check and say there's probably other ones that maybe compare to it, but I never experienced anything like Tommy. Like I said, the subject matter I don't like so much. Story I'm not always crazy about. That kind of hurts whoops, my thing fell. My seat went down. The story I don't always enjoy. There's moments I don't enjoy in here. But overall, it's a very cool experience, this album, and has some great stuff from The Who. I remember when I was younger, and I first didn't know who The Who were, and I think I heard Won't Get Fooled Again was like one of the great songs, and I was like, I never heard of this, and my dad's like, oh yeah, it's an amazing song. And I remember listening to Who's Won't Get Fooled Again, and I was like, wow, this song's so great. And that kind of opened me up to who The Who were. And then, of course, heard like a lot of The Who's next stuff, like Baba O'Reilly, Behind Blue Eyes, or some of the first songs I heard from them. And then, of course, I've gotten older, I've listened to more of their stuff and really enjoy even of course, My Generation is another one of the early songs I heard at a young age. And I remember my dad saying, and I think I said to my dad, like, okay, what's like a great Tommy album? And he told me Tommy, or what's a great Who album? And he said Tommy. I was like, huh? And he told me the whole story about Tommy and like this rock opera, which I never heard of as a kid. I say kid, like I was a teenager probably. And I remember him explaining to me that, and then when I listened to it for the very first time as a teenager, I was just blown away. by this whole idea of making a album that tells a story and has a lot of instrumentation. It's not all just singing, but just instruments, almost like an orchestra or like, you know, a movie soundtrack or something. And making something very unique anyway. So I always enjoyed this, even as a teenager. I always thought it was very unique anyways. And so, yeah, thank you a lot, Garrett. This is definitely one I would love to get. And so you got it for me, so I don't have to go get it myself. And so, yeah, I'm going to put my chair up a little bit better here. Okay. So thank you, Garrett, so much for this. You've been so kind and generous. I wish I can repay you some way. And I appreciate you having me on your channel. And we're going to have Garrett on in February. I'm planning on doing a ELO top 10 song. So Garrett's one of the guests I want to have on there. We're planning on having on there. So we'll look forward to that. And just everybody, again, go subscribe to SoundLab Studios and say some nice things to Garrett. Real great guy. So, yeah, thank you for all this. Thank you to anybody watching this. And comment, what do you think about Tommy? You listen to it? If you haven't, I recommend it. It's an interesting listen for sure. And yeah, just I love to read the comments, and just thank you for watching this video. Thank you for liking it. And thank you to all subscribers for supporting the channel. And I hope everybody has a great day.